Hello,
Hello and
welcome
welcome
to
to
Unmasking
Unmasking
the
the Spectrum.
Spectrum.
I am Benjamin Colley.
And I'm Cloella Wilcox.
Yeah, you are.
So, what's today's topic then, Benjamin?
Today's topic is autism.
Oh, so about me then? Were you talking about autism?
It's not me, it's you.
Oh, so.
Okay, so
go ahead.
so today's topic is about autism. So, Cloella Wilcox, you've
You
been
mentioned.
diagnosed.
Oh, no, okay.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
so today's topic is about autism. So, Cloella, when were you diagnosed?
Well, because I'm a woman, I happen to be diagnosed quite later in life.
Is the fact you're a woman relevant to diagnoses later on? Is that
It
common?
is. So was what was quite a common stereotype is that men are more and boys are um, more likely to have autism, and the more
It shows.
outdated word now, Asperger's syndrome.
Yeah.
We don't use that anymore because of Heinz Asperger's. That might be the wrong name, but who is a Nazi doctor. But we now just use autism spectrum disorder as its one whole.
Yeah, it outlines more
Yeah.
things as well.
But basically, it was once believed that autism was only something that boys and men had, but a recent study showed that boys and girls have it on the same level, the same amount. Like, it doesn't make a difference, just that some girls might show it, the symptoms, in a very different way to boys do. So now there's more girls, and particularly women, as a lot of us do get diagnosed quite late, show the symptoms very late. Now getting diagnosed a lot later in life. So it, yeah. So basically, the reason for me getting diagnosed quite later on in life was because it's a lot more acceptable now, and it has personally made my life a lot easier. A lot of it was because of the job centre that pushed forward for it. They felt that it would help me find work and things. So I'm 26 now, but I got diagnosed when I was 21.
So 5 years then,
Yeah,
basically.
I've been out for 5 years.
Yeah. So I mean, that must have had a big effect on, for example, how you now look at your childhood or how you now look at your early years in
Yeah.
college.
Um. So because my family knew a lot about it, and I have two siblings that may or may not have it as well. They worked with children on the spectrum. It wasn't a new concept to me. I think I
So
was aware when I
you
was
already
about
went
9.
into it very knowledgeable on the subject, whereas there's a
Yeah,
lot of people that they get it, they don't know much about
yeah,
it. Whereas you were even like working in fields that was.
yeah. So I worked in the so special educational needs uh, and disability department, or known as SEND, in the UK, for years. Um, so I have some knowledge on it, and then of course my parents as well. So I was brought up on it, but and a lot of it probably in was that my parents were inspired the fact that I was a bit different from everyone else, so they wanted to find out why I was different.
I see.
But at the same time, throughout my whole childhood and school years, which is probably when the diagnosis would have been its most helpful, my family didn't get any support. And they fought very hard, but no one was willing to accept that I was autistic, I was dyslexic, and dyspraxic, etc. Like, no one wanted to put a label on me. They always said, well, she's somewhere on the spectrum, we don't know where. And they just left it at that. So I didn't get the support I needed. And, this made school very challenging for me. I don't know, like with you having ADHD, I expect that gave you some challenges too
Yeah.
with school and stuff.
So about ADHD, for me personally, because I was diagnosed as a child, I don't know the exact age, but it was sort of between like 3 to 6 years old. So because of that, I always grew up, knowing I had ADHD. My parents knew a lot
Yeah,
about it because they did research and things. But at the same time, like I only really learned more about it as an adult because there wasn't as much education around it in like secondary schools, and none of my friends really knew about it. And but even then, like at least I knew that's what it was and why I was acting different. Whereas for people who they grow up, they get diagnosed as an adult, it almost flips their world gets flipped on their head a little bit. But with
yeah,
me, I know exactly what I'm dealing with. And obviously, over time, when you grow up and you have different challenges, ADHD affects it in different ways. And even as a kid, it's a bit different. The way you socialize and the way that you socialize as an adult is completely different to as a child. And
mm.
social cues, things that I miss out on a lot.
I feel like as someone that didn't have a diagnosis, or I wasn't 100% sure where I stood, it was very lonely. And then because of that, I didn't have a reason for why I was different.
Whereas I did, in a way. Like
And I didn't have the skills either to deal with that,
yeah, I
nor did my
mean,
parents. Um,
Yeah, I mean, school is not the best in terms of teaching about these conditions. I mean, I know there's a lot more stuff now in terms of education around LGBT, for example, which is something we sort of touched upon, but I know it's heavily taught a lot more now in the curriculum. I think neurodiversity might be something that's sort of
yeah,
shown a little bit more. But even then, I think that there is a lot of people nowadays that self-diagnose themselves with autism, ADHD, and in reality, it's just the world we live in with attention spans and stuff. But
yeah.
everyone now thinks that they have ADHD.
The same goes for autism. Like,
Yeah,
um, I think there's this stigma that, oh, because so there's a test where they go, okay, well, what's the normal range of autism or ADHD? So you want to be like, I don't know, in the 50% range,
yeah,
right? So what's above that and then what's below? So, but when people go around saying, oh, everyone has a bit of it, well, no, that's not what they mean. They're saying that um, what the doctors are saying is that there's a normal range of attention span, or there's a normal range of communication that the average person or the neurotypical person has.
yeah,
And then there's a side that then there's those people that don't have an average communication or attention um, part,
yeah,
and those are the people that are getting the diagnosis.
yeah,
Um, there's also like sad even politicians and things like that, and like very high up people in our government or even people in other countries that are going around saying like, willy nilly we're getting throwing out ADHD and autism or even other diagnoses like like it's nothing. All you have to do is pay. Definitely not. I mean, very recently we spoke to someone that was saying like, there's a 3-year waiting list for someone to get a diagnosis for like a young
yeah. It's
child, which for
not very
the
helpful.
right, and for these, like, we're in the UK. If your child is on their way to get, their GCSEs, or, they're going through hormones and things, and periods and all these sorts of things, it's the worst thing when you don't know what's going on or what skills that you could be learning to help as a parent going through this and this situation, especially as a child, knowing that, it might be as simple as having a timetable on the fridge,
Yeah,
letting you know, oh, what food are we having today, or what's going to
yeah.
go in the grocery bag, or when are people going to the toilet, and that's just
I
structure. I mean,
think
that's a stereotype, but
we all work well on
we all
structure. Like, I mean, neurodiversity,
mm,
for example. I mean, what helped me as a kid is I had a lot of structure when it came to, after school, I'd have like dinner time always the same time. I'd have like play time, I'd have bath time then. I had like sort of the same similar morning and nighttime routine. It wasn't like to a T or anything. It wasn't like
Yeah.
army based, like, it's make your bed, whatever. It's not like super
Well,
strict, but
yeah.
it was quite sort of, if there was no routine, say if I got home and I had no clue what I was having for tea or when I was having tea or when I was going to bed or when I was going to be having a bath, that would throw me off completely.
Well, for me as a child, like, because I struggled to read, I needed to have a reward system. So I needed to
Yeah.
have the sticker charts, or,
Oh, I'd had
I
that for a
did the
bit.
2 weeks, and if I read for 2 weeks, then I could get my Pokemon cards, or,
Yeah.
bath times, were fun by, whatever. But also I found that if I would get, I understand, like, some people on the autistic spectrum or ADHD might be that they don't deal with change. I'm
Yeah.
the same.
I
But
mean,
then
reward
sorry, go
systems
ahead.
now are even helpful. Like sometimes I'll think of incentives, or it's like, I've got to clean my room today, and I
Mm.
won't allow myself to play video games until I finish that
Yeah.
task. Like I know something I do when I study is that I never have my TV and my games consoles plugged in all day because I know that if they're plugged in, it's going to just be tempting to play a
Yeah,
game.
these are helpful
But for
skills that
me,
you've learned
because it's
from when
out
you
of
were a
sight,
child.
out of mind, I can just turn that on in the evening,
Hmm.
and I take regular, like, if I want to have a break as well, I'll try and go for a walk instead of going on another screen, because then it pulls my attention the other way.
These are like helpful skills that as a
Yeah,
child that you've learnt these skills when you were younger, and then they've now become useful to you as an adult.
yeah,
And I was gonna say was like, in regards to like routines and stuff, there's different. It's what needs to be very clear is everyone on the spectrum is very different.
yeah.
So, for instance, you said that you needed to know what food you're having.
Yeah, still now, like, I find it much easier when I can go home and I know exactly what I'm having for tea and I know what I'm going to be doing with my evening. Like, even this
Mm,
evening, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing once I get home from uni.
yeah.
Whereas a
Well,
lot
what
of
food are you
people,
having when you get home?
I'm actually having leftover Sunday roast
Oh,
from
okay.
the night before, so I'm looking
So
forward to that.
for me,
And for me, that gets me
oh,
through the day.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I'll get on to you in a sec. But I'm just saying, for my personal opinion, like that gets me through because it gives me something to look forward to in the short term, and I have to have constant short-term goals to look forward to, as well as sort of long-term.
So I'm the opposite. For me, like especially when I was a child, if I was told what food I'm having, or if there was this timetable, like obviously timetables are important to me as well, but when you're each child's different, each adult's different,
Yeah.
everyone's different. For me, if I knew what I was having when I got home or what I was having tomorrow, as a child, I used to stress out thinking, oh
Mm,
my God, we're having this and that. And I'd think about it all day and I didn't like the feeling of that.
right.
The same goes for if I was finding out we were going to go on holiday.
Right.
If I was finding out I'm going to go on holiday tomorrow, or it's coming up, I couldn't handle that. And the same goes for my brother who's on the spectrum
Really,
as well.
holidays are a positive thing, though. They're great.
I got so stressed out, but you know what? If I
I
was
love.
going to go on a holiday, it would take me like about a couple of days, maybe even a whole week sometimes, just to settle down and realize that my routine's changed. But even knowing that it's coming
Mm.
is a challenge for me. I sometimes have to just leave it last
I
minute.
mean, with things like holidays, I find I'll keep this short because we need to end the episode soon. Because
Yeah.
But what I was going to say about holidays is that I love the anticipation of good things. Like I enjoy I enjoy the booking process,
Mhm.
and then I enjoy the countdown, getting ready the night before. Going to bed, getting up, then going to like the train station or the airport or wherever you're going. I enjoy that entire process of booking something, waiting for something,
I like
experiencing it.
the planning of
Yeah.
I sometimes I might plan things stupidly like a year before.
I can't do
But
that because
the only reason I like to is because then I'd like to forget it's there. But
right.
or I like to do it very last minute,
Okay.
right? But I don't like to be thinking about the fact, oh, it's coming up, it's coming. I don't like the feeling of it. It's like, we want to go and see a film, so we want to see, there's this film coming out, the new John Wick film,
Ballerina. Yeah.
Ballerina. we've not booked when we're going to
We've not
see it, and I
booked
like
it.
the fact that I've not booked it
I mean,
because I'm going to be worrying about
I do,
it.
but I don't. Like, I would like if you book it, it's official. Like, I
Mm.
find that if I've booked it, I'm like, right. So Thursday or Friday, this is the time, this is the day, this is what's gonna happen. But if I don't book it, I feel like it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person that like, if I'm gonna stick to a routine, it's gotta be not. It's gotta be quite specific. Like, say if I'm gonna go for a run, it's gotta be this distance, this time. I've got to do it. But if I just say, oh, I might just go for a run this evening and see where I'll do it, knowing me, I'll get home, stuff will happen, I'll get distracted, and then I'll never go out for that run. But if I plan it, then I'll go out for it and
Well,
I'll make
it's
sure of it.
like for me, when I go out for the day, I don't know what shops I'm going to see, but I like the idea
Yeah.
of not knowing.
I like that side of it. Like, I'm going to somewhere new. Like, I try and switch my brain off. It's sometimes hard because I get fixated on,
Of
oh, I want to
course,
go
yeah.
to this place to eat,
But
or
it's like I'm the same when it comes to food. It's like I like the idea of going home and not knowing what food it is today.
I don't mind it now and then, but most of the time, especially because I find with the modern world, it's quite unpredictable as it is. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, the thing is,
So when there
I
is
don't like. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
so I love certainty because it means that at least I can control something.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time when I go in somewhere, a lot of stuff is out of my control. You know, when I'm getting a train, I don't even know if the train's gonna turn up. You know what I mean? Because of
Yeah,
strikes.
I get it.
So for me, I just like being able to control stuff and do what I can to make it happen. But yeah. I was gonna say,
I didn't mean to laugh. I should probably point out I do also have Tourette's as well.
it's funny.
But yeah, I pretty much almost
Can you
tick
do
every
the
box on
fish
the
and
skills.
chips?
Fish and chips.
Yeah, you did it yesterday. And
Was
we were
I?
making. It was before we made homemade fish and chips.
We
You
did.
kept going round the house saying,
Oh right.
"You want some fish and chips?"
So it's just going around.
Yeah, I
Do you
think-
want some fish?
Yes. I think we're gonna end this episode now. So thank you for watching, guys. It's been a very short mini episode.
Thanks for watching and thank you for having me. I'm usually behind the camera.
Yeah, this is our
Causing trouble.
technician, our camera and
Yes.
sound technician, Chloe Ella.
Yeah.
She's painstakingly goes through all of the sound and footage and makes sure it's all
Yeah.
correct.
You can find me at my shop, Boba
Yeah,
Poe. I got my
She's got a TikTok store, Bobra Poe.
TikTok stuff.
I
Well, I
mean,
got one of those. Yeah, sure, I guess. But
that's the one
I was
you're
gonna say
currently
Etsy.
working on, and you've got Etsy as well.
yeah, you can find me at my Etsy store, Boba Poe.
You can also find me at Ben119 Edits as well. Not updated it for a while, but there's a lot of edits on there, films. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.